I don't see why a certain word there's no words that are inherently evil. I've never understood this. The King James uses the word piss. And then people will argue, as we argued today with the Skittles men on Piers Morgan, they will argue that, well, but it's taboo now. Well, see, now are we Christians or social justice warriors? Because the same argument that because of taboo makes something suddenly morally evil is the same argument telling me that I can't use the word moron or retard or any other derogatory term or any term that substitutes now for a derogatory term. So even if I'm Zach Galifianakis and I say the word retart, that's also bad. So now you see the words are inherently bad. This is superstition and idiocy. The only reason that the word fook and the word shit and so forth are, quote, bad words is because in English society, those were the terms that the vulgar commoners used. Polite society had other terms and words. And when the peasantry was drinking their ale and they're trying to get with the wench maidens inside their iron maidens, they used all these gross, vulgar terms. Like, oh, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Wanker. It's a wanker. Don't give a fuck. Like, those are just commoner terms. Guess what? Terms, they're not inherently bad. There's nothing, I just can't understand the argument here. There's nothing inherently different between the word fuck and the word hump and the word coitus. They all refer to the same thing. And it doesn't matter, like, but the gross people say the F word. Yeah, so what? What does that even mean? Now, that's a moral question. That's different from a question of wisdom and propriety. It's not wise, it's not proper to walk into the church and start using the F word. That would be an improper setting. It would be unwise. But I think it's a Protestant sort of puritanical ethos that tries to then leap to everything being hyper moralized. So taboo suddenly somehow equates to moral evil. Well, I don't buy that. That's a dumb argument, and that's the argument of the social justice warriors, borrowing from puritanical pseudo-Christian ethics that evil or moral evil is equivalent to a taboo. How do you show that? You could argue that it's not, that there's an impropriety there, and that if I'm being vulgar in the church service, that could constitute a sin, sure. But you can't locate the sin in the word. This is just such a stupid, just sort of, I don't even know. Like it's such a weird, it's a hyper moralized way that I think a lot of people try to create ways to feel better and more moral than other people, and I absolutely hate that. There's nothing I despise more than people making up their own standards by which they virtue signal and make themselves better than other people. I can't stand it. It drives me crazy, and I especially hate internet people that do it with a passion. It drives me nuts. And so I would rather debate with, what the irony is that it's the same thing that the gay guys we debated today. That's exactly what they did. Their whole thing was that. And they're really no different than the Christian pietist, moralist, super spiritual ortho people on the internet that did the exact same thing. Anyway, so that's my take on that. Somebody tell me how the word piss can be good in the King James Bible, but now that's suddenly a bad word. Well, it's not the word piss that's a bad word. It's the S word. Why is the word shit a bad word? It doesn't make any sense. A bad word? Or what are we, fifth graders? Come on. It's just childish. Well, the Bible says let no unclean thing come out of your mouth. Yeah, I know all that, dude. But that's not answering the question that I'm asking, which is, what is the determiner that makes a thing vulgar? I'm not saying that nothing is vulgar, but I'm saying that it can't be the word itself when the word itself has its origins in the common vulgar usage. That's where the word vulgate comes from. If you're going to make the argument that it's bad because it was the vulgar usage, then you're going to have to throw out the Latin Bible because it's the Vulgate, which means the vulgar usage.